Hello and welcome to Oromia Broadcasting Network English News Time. I'm Ulkabawandamu by presenting the news for you. Stay with us here, the news that we have for now. The Council of Ministers has held its 75th regular session on Saturday where it discussed and approved various draft bills. Of course, the bill was referred to the House of People's Representative for the final approval. Here is Olma Baina for the story.
The Council of Ministers on Saturday ratified 2 regulations and passed 3 draft laws to the House of People Representatives for ratification. Accordingly, the first law that the Council discussed was an amendment to the Defense Regulation. The regulation has amended as it is important to align the regulation with the new defense law ratified with the aim of reforming the Defense Force. After discussing on the draft regulation submitted by the Ministry of Defense Forces, the Council has decided to make it effective with some change. The other issue that the Council discussed is an amendment of the existing regulation regarding the establishment of the Defense Force Foundation. The regulation has to be amended as the existing regulation lacks the transparency on some of the issues and it has become important to clearly put those issues, the statement said. The Council has decided to make the regulation effective with some changes. The Council also discussed the 3 draft proclamations and forwarded to the House of People Representatives for ratification. It forwarded draft laws aimed to ensure responsibility and accountability of officials, control the dissemination of hate speech and fake information, and an agreement signed between Ethiopia and Djibouti for installation of the pipeline for natural gas to the House.
The parties to the South Sudan Peace Agreement met in Finfinne City, Ethiopia today. Ethiopia's State Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ruzemene, said the consultative meeting is meant to consult on the deadline to establish a pre-transitional government in South Sudan. Adisasafa presents us.
The parties to the South Sudan Peace Agreement met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia today. In her opening remark, Ethiopia's State Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ruzemene, said the consultative meeting was to consult on the deadline to form a pre-transitional government in South Sudan on November 12, 2019. She commended the recent Entebbe, Uganda agreement between President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar to postpone formation of transitional unity government by 100 days. She also reiterated that it would be essential to make the agreement acceptable among all signatory parties and peace guarantors. He reiterated that it was encouraging to see the ceasefire agreement in South Sudan have been maintained. Camping soldiers of various armed groups have begun, and the African Union, Ethiopia, South Sudan, China, and Japan have kept their promises to provide materials to set up the military camps. On the other hand, she emphasized that the signatory parties should exert their energy in resolving some issues that have to be addressed properly. She said conditions necessary for the establishment of a transitional government have not been met yet, and transitional security agreements and disputes regarding the number and boundaries of the state have to be addressed. South Sudanese President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar agreed on Thursday to extend by 100 days the formation of coalition government. The United States yesterday expressed its disappointment following the failure of the leaders to agree to form a power-sharing government by the decline. According to Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs Tabor Nagy, the U.S. was considering all options to put pressure on individuals who impeded peace in the country. A power-sharing agreement was signed between the warring parties in August 2018.
Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimallis Abdiisa, has updated the public on the current issues. He said although the path we went on so far is full of drones, what we are recently facing is in fact complex and worse. Here is the story. Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimallis Abdiisa, has addressed the public on the current issues. He said although the path we went on so far is full of thorns, we are recently facing is in fact complex and worse. Shimallis explained that 2 Oromo students were beaten and killed in Waldia University in Amara Regional State, where many students were also injured on Saturday 9th of November 2019. The Vice President wished families of the victims and the Oromo people sympathy and strength. He said some political parties are working working against the law to take power in shortcut as well as to load their ideologies on citizens by force. These kinds of parties are out of their mind and working tirelessly to destabilize the region and the country by confusing the public through setting different agendas. Shimal said as a result of their evil acts, Oromo students and students of nations and nationalities and people of the country are paying unnecessary sacrifices in education and institutions. He said what the anti-peace political forces have done is an unacceptable act by any means, which the government of the Oromo Regional State strongly condemns, adding the government of Oromo Regional State works with both the federal government and the government of Amaro Regional State to bring individuals and groups that committed the crime to justice. Vice President Shimalis noted that the anti-peace agents are working to destabilize and destroy the country by changing their evil mechanisms. He added that now onwards it would be unthinkable to assume power in shortcut in Ethiopia, adding that all should explore these elements to ensure and strengthen the common benefit of citizens. He called on nations, nationalities and peoples living in Oromia to tackle more of these anti-peace elements. Shimalis said the target is defaming the peaceful people by leading to their evil acts. He said the unity of the Oromo people is getting stronger than any other time, which would help the government to work more for the people, adding it would also be work to make the bond and love among nations, nationalities and peoples stronger. He underscored that the Oromo people should embrace and defend all students of the Ethiopian nations, nationalities and peoples in the universities in Oromia at their own and thereby foil the agendas of anti-peace and anti-democracy elements. Oromos from Horogdu Zone and advocates of Oromo history and culture have held discussion in Finfinne City on ways of establishing foundation in the name of an Oromo hero, Abhishek Garba. Statue for Abhishek Garba is also to be built in Shambu town of Horogdu Zone. Let Teresa explains.
A consultative meeting focused on launching of Abhishek Garba Complex project as part of his foundation has been held in Finfinne City at Oromo Culture Center, born in Horogdu Zone of Oromia. Abhishek Garba was an Oromo hero. 5 development projects will be built in Horogdu Zone at the birthplace of this hero to commemorate him. The planned projects are boarding school, culture center, hospital, clinic and conference hall. Statue of Abhishek Garba will be built in Shambu town, the capital of the zone. Chief Administrator of Horogdu Zone, Jabadunya, said that Abhishek Garba was one of the Oromo heroes whom history remembers forever.
Abhishek, gootota qabsaanii Oromoo eeganii asiin gaan keessaa tokko.
Abhishek was one of the heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice to defend his people. Thus, we have planned to build a statue for this hero in Shambu town of Foro district at his birthplace.
Dr. Engineer Masale Haile has prepared the design of the Abhishek Complex project for free. He said the design contains meaningful cultural and historical concepts. It was learned. The project will be built at an outlay of about 400 million birr. Construction of Abhishek statue will be launched on the next Thursday.
An organization called ACDI VOCA, which works on improving the livelihood of pastoralists and farmers, has held discussion with stakeholders here in Adama town. We have more on that. Agricultural Cooperative Development International (ACDI) is an governmental organization that is working on improvement livestock feed in pastoralist areas since its operation in Ethiopia in 2016. An exhibition aimed at improving dairy breed and dairy products was launched in Adama town. Organized cooperative and individuals working on the area said they are benefiting from the modern livestock feed development processing. As our organization, we have secured more than 1 million birr profit in this year alone. We are also working with our pastoralists to benefit them from their product and productivities. You can be profitable with this work. We are real witness for this. I would like to call upon unemployed youth to join us and stay active with the work. Representative of ACDI VOCA with Oromo Regional State, Yeshitla Admaso, said the organization has been exerting efforts in benefiting farmers and pastoralists.
Warshanya Tori Sadi Ijare Jira, Junenota Kunambultota Ambo.
The organization was built 3 livestock feed processing factories. We are also working with cooperative unions like Ambo, Gibet Desa, Liban Waliso, Wenji, Galema and Salale Milk Processing. All the unions have been working in collaboration with the organization. We are also observing a huge improvement on the area. As a result, we are planning to build and share best experiences to other parts of the region. Manager of ACDI Voka, Carlin Berken, said the organization will sustain its best efforts in benefiting the public from their products.
Our work focuses on developing the feed sector to support livestock and poultry production. We work to a large degree with cooperative unions and primary cooperatives and their smallholder farmer members. We provide training to smallholders on feed production, forage, how to properly use formulated feeds such as dairy concentrate and poultry feed to increase egg production, milk production. We also work with cooperative unions on establishing new enterprises related to feed production. We have worked with over 25 cooperative unions across the 4 highland regions of Ethiopia.
Agricultural Cooperative Development Agency (ACDI) was formed in 1966, and Volunteers in Overseas Cooperative Assistance (VOCA) was formed in 1970s. Thank you very much for your time. That's all for now. And coming up, I will be back by Pick of the Week. So don't go away. Stay with us.